Hey guys, DVSGames here. Welcome to another video. Now, I was going through my playlist and I just realized that I have made the introduction to Giants and Dragons and even Steel Fortress dungeons, but I didn't get Necro. And in my opinion, Necro is a very important a very important dungeon when you're just about to hit mid game. You need the Rage runes for your BJ5 team. You need the Will runes. You also need some Vampire runes for certain monsters that you might have. And then, of course, you're going to need Destroy runes for Siege. Now, more you need that in the higher level Siege than the lower level Siege. But I do think that Necro is actually probably the easiest B12 dungeon. The dragon hits super hard, and Giants, just because of the fact that they give you access to that dot team super quick, I think that's the only reason that it's easier than Necro. Necro does require a specific monster setup. So when it comes down to Necro, we all know that he has that shield that pops up. It requires you to hit him 7 times before that shield goes down. And of course, that is the most annoying part. So you're obviously going to need multi-hitters. You're going to need some kind of sustain, because you're going to be taking a lot of damage. And you're going to need attack breaks, defense breaks. Branding is nice. Not necessary, but it is nice. Dot damage helps a lot too if you're able to get the shield down and apply the dots. And with the monsters that you start the game with, as well as very easily obtainable monsters, it's not hard to get there. So all of these monsters you have seen in other videos, they are fairly easy to get. If you don't have them, you can farm Rauk from Feynman, you can farm Crow from a secret dungeon. Fran is given to you by the game. Lapis you start out at after you clear the first scenario, I think, or the second scenario. And the Harpoo, well, you can summon Colleen from Unknown Scrolls. You can get her. I think there's a mission in the beginning of Summoner's Path where you get her as well. So we're just going to go through and check out the team real quick. Lapis is on the Fatal Revenge. You've seen her before. Yes, these runes are plus 16. She's mostly upgraded. There's some grinds in here. There's some co-op damage here. Skill 3 recovery, because she does have that self-sustain with skill 3. Counter-attack damage, she is on Revenge. And then the Rauk, you've seen it before. It's my Violent Rauk. For Necro, you don't need it, but it is very helpful to have Violent and Revenge. Additional turns and counterattacks will help knock down that shield faster. For most of you, I'm sure, that's a common sense that you would have in your head, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. Fran is a perfect example of this. I have her on Violent Revenge. And she is light, so she's going to be tanking a lot of damage. Any single target attacks are going to be directed towards her. So she is kind of tanky. And then Crow is going to be my main damage dealer. He will be moving last in the team. So hopefully by the time he moves, we have broken down the shield, we have set up the defense break, put on a couple of debuffs, and we've gone ahead and we can come in with him and his skill 3 Scar, which will nuke down the damage, will nuke down the boss. It's not going to one-shot him, but it'll get some damage in there. Colleen, again, would be better on Violent Revenge. She's got multi-hits on skill 1, skill 2, and then she has the buff on skill 3. And her purpose here is going to be mainly to attack break and heal block the boss. Because whenever he attacks, he actually gains back a little bit of life. Now this team is not very fast. It is going to take upwards between 2.5 to 3 minutes. But this is what you're going to be able to use once you get into Necro and you can start farming up the 6-star runes. Remember, B12 is much more... I want to say advantageous is not the word that you want, but it's much more efficient to farm. based on the fact that every rune you get is a 6-star, and that is a direct upgrade to the 5-star runes that you're going to get farming B10. As you can see here, even as we take damage and we take a couple of shots here and there, we have enough sustain. Everybody gets will on them. These golems actually redirect damage back at you, so whenever Crow or Ralph deals damage to him, it does kind of hurt a little bit. But we have 2 healers on the team for that reason. We have 2 attack breakers and 3 defense breakers. And Ralph having his skill 1 that can proc multiple times allows more than 1 hit, which breaks down that shield a little bit faster. Now after his second attack, the boss is going to try to steal one of your monsters, which obviously we know it's going to come, and that's fine. He's going to take the Crow because the Crow deals damage. And again, Crow is going to target Fran. Everybody else can kill Crow rather quickly. And now we've got 3 turns to try to kill the boss. So the boss goes down. This is actually a rather quick run. This is a 135. So again, this is a team that, you know, as I said, it's made with very obtainable monsters, and you can start farming your 6-star runes. Now, if you want to make a couple of upgrades to this team, the very first thing that you want to think about is who do you have that can do multi-hits. Now, obviously, you can take out the reliability of Colleen, that she's going to give you the defense break, or I'm sorry, the attack break and the heal block, and you can put in something like a Vigor. Now, this Vigor is not super bad. I think I can use this one. You can get these stats probably on Swift, but I really don't want to use my other ones. My other ones are meant for Guild Wars, so they are going to be quite fast. Or you can put in something like let's go ahead and go with a very popular fire monster in Kaki. Kaki is very popular. People have him built for multiple reasons. He's one of the 4 stars that newer players are targeting out of the choose your own 4-star. So that's going to be something that, you know, maybe you already have him, and maybe you have him built up. He is also a good choice because of the fact that he deals damage both on his defense and his attack. So typically, if you do have him, you're going to build him a little bit tankier. So here that would mean that he'd be able to sustain damage and take a shot. Here you saw Fran got really low. She got stunned. She wasn't able to heal up. She took the defense break, and then the multiple attacks kind of brought her down. And again, when it comes down to any kind of speed tuning, really what you want is you want your multi-hitters to go first. You want to try to get as many of those 7 hits as possible. Then you want to get your defense breaker to go, and then your big damage after that. Now this team, it wasn't speed tuned. It just so happened to be that that's what the stats they had were. But of course, your nuker is always going to be really slow, so having Crow the slowest in the team wasn't something that was super hard to attain. And of course, because I took out the secondary healer, that does make it a little bit harder to manage. As you can see, we're not getting as many multi-hits in. We're not able to sustain as much with Fran being our only healer. But with the additional procs from Ralph being able to not have the negative affinity matchup against whoever gets stolen, it still allows us to go ahead and kill in faster. And there's the big damage coming from Crow. And again, this is another starter team, but it is a little bit slower than our first one. Honestly, the first run was actually something that I wasn't expecting. See, this could be a good run for you. If it double rolls into speed, you can have up to 18 speed. If it double rolls into resistance, you can use that on a tank support monster. Now going into something that's going to be a little bit faster, obviously if you have twins built, I highly recommend that you use your twins. As a matter of fact, just to show you just how amazing they are, we'll go ahead and we'll take out 3 monsters. We'll just leave in the Crow because, as we've already shown, he's going to be our big damage dealer. So we'll go ahead and leave him in. We'll bring in Shayna, who's an AoE defense breaker, and then we'll bring in Sabrina and Talia. Now this Talia is on rage, so actually she might be a little bit slower than Crow. 158 and no 160. Okay, so yeah, Crow still stays at the very front. This Sabrina is at 204, again on violent. And Natalia, like I said, is on rage. She's on attack, crit damage, attack. And then the Shayna is going to be a little bit faster than our Fran, which is not ideal because she's not going to have the attack buff. But in a way, maybe it's better because then she won't kill herself. You can use Shayna's attack lead instead of Fran's speed lead. But here you're going to see that the team's going to go quite a bit faster. Especially if people decide to use their skills correctly. Like Fran just wasted the attack buff there. But it really shouldn't matter, because here we're going to have quite a bit of damage. Again, Fran is going to be tanking all the damage from the dark monsters. Shayna should lead off with her skill 2 here. And that makes short work of the wave, even though there is no AoE damage. As you can see, there was a big chunk that took him down, and then the multi-hits here are just going to go ahead and make it super easy to kill him. Multi-hits break down the shield, and then we go ahead and finish off. And this is a 1-minute team. It's not bad. It's not hard to get to. They're all obtainable monsters. They're all 4 stars. And of course, everybody wants to work up to the Tricaru version, which is not a bad one. Your typical Tricaru team is 3 Icarus and a Verd, which does work. And once you've got it built, you can literally use this team to go ahead and get you consistent runs. It doesn't need a 5th member. As everybody knows, the Tricaru team works because all 4 monsters team up every time. Which I'm sure if you had some absurd defense runes, you might be able to actually get... I don't know if Tricaru is actually limited to only 3 monsters. But again, the team still works. It still works on the same concept of you bring everybody, the multi-hits are what take down the enemy monsters. And then when it comes down to the boss, again, your Verd's attack bar increase doesn't work here. But if you can get a defense break on, it's very easy to kill him. Here he'll go ahead and steal Verd, because Verd's going to be the main damage that you're going to get out there. And just like that, eventually you're going to get him down. And it's only at 1:01. It's the fastest team I've shown so far, but it literally is about the same speed as the Twins team that I just showed you guys. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care. Let me know if there's something else you want to see. I'll try to make it happen. Later, guys.